Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chung. So today, let's take a look at another Codeforce problems. Uh, String coloring, easy version. So you're given like a string as consisting of n lowercase English letters, and your task is to color. I mean, you can color all its characters into one of the two colors. Basically, either color 0 or color 1. Doesn't really matter. And yeah, each character only has one color, and the same letters can be colored with different colors. Okay, and after coloring, right, you can swap any two neighbor to adjacent characters. I mean, if they have different colors, and you can perform such operation only like any time, any number of times. And your goal is to make the string sorted uh, in the alphabetical order. And it just asks you to return either true or false, right? Given like a string. If you can make some color the string so that after the swaps, right? After some valid swaps, the string can be sorted. Okay. Mm. So we have some examples here, right? So like for example, for the first one, we have the so we have A B A C, right? So mm, I mean, I think one of the observation is kind of obvious that if the string if the character is always increasing, actually we can just print all zeros. For example, the last one, right? So if all the characters are still always increasing, then the 0 will be our answer. And for the first one, how this thing works, right? Basically, we have A and B, right? Let's check the letters one by one. So we have A, first one is 0, right? Second one is B, and B is greater than A, so that's why we have 0 here. And but the second one is A, right? A is smaller than B. Then we have to put 1 here. Otherwise, we cannot swap. So we have to put 1. And then C. So for C, C is greater, actually it's greater than the biggest one. Than the biggest one we have seen so far. That's why for C we can place 0 here. All right, so we have A, B, A, and C. And then we have another B here, right? So we have B. So what do we have for B? So B is actually smaller than the current biggest letter, which is C, which means that we have to put 1 here. Yeah, but this is okay, right? Because after swapping A here, right, all we need to swap is like we can only swap this B uh, next to A, so putting 1 here is fine. And then we have E here. So actually E is the biggest one, right? So we can safely put 0 here because we don't have to swap E at the moment. And then we have another C, right? C is of course definitely smaller than the biggest one, and so which means we have to put 1 here in order to move this one forward. But can we move this C into its correct location? Yes, we can. And why is that? Because so what is the when we have like 1 here, which means that we after putting 1 here, it means that we have to swap it, right? We have to swap it into its correct location. But we have to check here, right? I mean, so what is the current the character for 1? So we have B here, but C is greater than B, or which means that it is okay, it is okay to place to still place a 1 here because if the current one if the current letters, like after placing 1 here, if the current one is smaller than the biggest one, it means that we also need to swap the current letters with that one. But obviously that's not possible because both of them will have the same color, which is 1. And that's exactly when we need to return no here. So, but this one is fine because C is greater than B, which is the biggest character who has color 1. So now we have F. F is greater than everything, right? That's how we can simply put 0 here. And then we have a D here. again, right? So D is smaller than the biggest one, so we have to put one here. So, but can it is but is this one valid? So again we compare if this one is greater than the not smaller than the biggest one, which is C. It's okay. That's why we have like this answer here. And similarly for this one, right? Similarly for this one, I mean, we can also get this one, but actually this one is not like, um, it only asks us to print one valid answer, either yes or no, right? It doesn't have to be the same as this one, because if by following our logic here, so for the first one here, for the first like few letters here, we don't have to put 0, 1. Uh, Here we can put all 0 here. Yeah, so for this output, actually, it's trying to confuse you. So we don't have to follow this one exactly. So, and here's a, a positive, negative case, right? And why this one is a negative case, right? So let's go over our logic one more time. D, E, D, C, okay? So again, right? So everything is increasing. We keep placing 0 here. D, E, right? And now we have D. D is smaller than the biggest one, which is E. That's why we need to put 1 here, right? And then how about C here? So C is also smaller than the current biggest one, which means we also need to put a C here. But this time C is also smaller. C is also smaller than the biggest character that has 1, which is D, right? That's why C will never be able to swap before D. That's why we have a no here. Yep. So I think that's basically the logic here. So which means that we just need to maintain two variables. First one is the max, right? The max character, and second one is the max character that has color 1. Yep. I think for that we can just start coding, right? Let's start coding here. So the code should be pretty simple for this one. So we have an n here, and then we have a string s. So let's read this n and s in, right? And then we have a string answer, right? So that's going to be the answer here. So like I said, we're going to maintain two letters. So the first one is a max c, right? Max character. And at the beginning, we can give it a because a is the smallest one, right? And then we also need like the max c uh, with 1. How about this one? Yeah, max c with 1. This one we can also give it a here, right? And then the rest is just like simple for loop, right? So we can have auto.c as here. And then if, basically, for the first scenario, if the current c is either equals greater than the max c, right? If that's the case, this is great, right? We can simply place 0 here because we don't need to swap this one. And then of course we need to update max c with this c, right? So that's the first case. And else, right? Else means that okay, something it means that we have to put a 1 for this current character because it's smaller than the current max one. Which means that we have to swap it. Okay, and so to swap it, then we have to check, right? So if the current one is not smaller than the max c character with 1, right? And then we can safely say that okay, we can place a 1 here. Okay, and still also we need to update this max 1 with the current c, right? Because we're placing a 1 here. Else, right? If the last else means that okay, the current one It's smaller than the max C, but it's also smaller than the max C with 1, which means that, there's no way we can swap this current one, right? We're having a violation here. That's when we need to just print no, right? Yeah, then we just return here. Okay, so, and in the end, if everything works fine, right, we just output a yes, and n, then count uh, answer, right? And then this one, and L. Yeah, that's it, right? Just a few lines of code. We just need to maintain two variables. Yeah, okay, so let's try to run some test case. The first one is this one. So we have yes, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. I think this is right? Let me see. Yeah, this is correct. So for the second one, yeah, so for the second one, it will definitely give us a different result, but let's run it anyway. Yeah, so as you guys can see, so where I'm not having the same, writing the same result as the answer shows there. So basically, this one, this definitely works, right? Because we can certainly move these two B's to the expected location, right? Basically, we can move these two B's before C. And then the last one, yeah, let's try this one. This will, we're expecting a no, yeah, which is correct. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. This one, that's I think that's the whole logic for this problem. Yeah, actually, I'm a little bit curious about the hard versions. Maybe I'll try to look for that one. But at least for this one, it's just like a greedy and plus a little bit DP. You can think of it because we're maintaining like the current max character, and the current max character is the one. Yeah, yeah, and I think that's it. I'll just stop here. Okay, thank you for watching this video, guys. Stay tuned. See you guys soon. Bye bye.